Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Shai, Bashim, Kaka, Dash, 174,000, and the rest of the elect. I say shalom to you all. And I'm going to title this video, Eventually You Will Be Beheaded If You Refuse the ... More information about the M.O.T.B micro C-hip. So I stumbled upon this page right here. And the beheading part, and this is all from The Economist. A magazine called The Economist. I believe this is the same. This is articles from the Economist, if I'm not mistaken. Because what I did was I hit this, and I thought it was going to take me to The Economist magazine. And guess who owns The Economist? Look it up. I'm not going to say nothing. And here I go again, going into our favorite subject, because it's that close. We're counting down the months, not years, but months. Whether it be 6 months into the future, the near future, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months. We're counting down the months, and it will happen in our lifetime. So I'm just gonna, we know the subject. I don't gotta give you a lineup of scriptures for you newer brothers. Read Revelation 20 verse 4. That's where it speaks about beheading if you refuse to take it. And not all of us will be beheaded, but some of us will be. Revelation 20 verse 4. That's where it speaks about beheading if you refuse to take it. And not all of us will be beheaded, but some of us will be. Revelation 20 verse 4. That's where it speaks about beheading if you refuse to take it. And not all of us will be beheaded, but some of us will be. So if you're a lucky person, you get your head, guillotined. And for your information, I did a video on this. There's an actual article. Vanity Fair in 2023, February of 2023. So we're talking 3 months ago. Report: Trump wants to bring back hangings and firing squads in his second term. Is thinking about guillotines too. So I'm just bringing this all together. The microchip implants that let you pay with your hand. I don't got to read it. This is from the BBC. The mark of the beast technology is being developed at frightening speeds. Do you have to get it in your hand, or can you get it elsewhere? Economist. Yet another conspiracy theory that shall come to pass as an actual conspiracy. Remember what Bishop Nathaniel said, conspiracy theorists are generally nuts. Get another conspiracy theory? Accept the jab, or we will Debank you. Debank you. Get another conspiracy theory? Accept the jab, or we will debank you. Debank you. Get another conspiracy theory? Accept the jab, or we will debank you. Debank you. Won't be able to use money. Buying.
And that, as the elder said and stuff, the elder apostle, he said, buy and sell. And that's in Revelations 13, 14, all the way through 17. You see.
Sell. You men and some of you sisters that been in this thing for 10, 15, 7, going on 18 years, you know all this. This is for, when we do these videos, this is for you ones that are coming into this fold, into this circle. And you got to get all this information in order for you to become a teacher. You got to see the book. Economists, these chips have been beta tested in Sweden since at least 2018. And here's the article. Now it's like they're saying it's somewhere around 50,000+ people, which is a small number compared to billions of people. Billions of people will get this charagma. Thousands of Swedes are inserting microchips under their skin. October 22, 2018. I remember when this came out. This was maybe 2016, maybe? I don't know. Wisconsin company offers to implant chips in its employees.
And if you get that, Revelation 16 too, when you go into the word grievous, sore, you go into that word sore, it goes into ulcer, and then it also goes into cancerous. They took it away. You could watch old videos and stuff where the M.O.T.B and stuff, the mark of the beast was getting spoken on, and you could see and stuff that guess what, over time they took certain definitions out just to deceive the people. You're going to develop a cancerous or ulcerous or a pus-like discharge sore that's going to be continuous if you have it, because it pumps radiation. And radiation stuff that enters the cells cause cancer. And unchecked and stuff, you will see it. Because even the Apostle Tahar said himself, he said, we're going to know who has it. Because it's going to be a sign that shows it.
And you had a choice. Wisconsin company offers to implant chips in its employees. And you had a choice. Wisconsin company offers to implant chips in its employees. And you had a choice. Wisconsin company offers to implant chips in its employees. And you had a choice.
You hear that? You had a choice. As it says in James 1:13 through 15. In verse 16, it says, do not err, my beloved brethren. And that goes into the sisters too. Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who outward appearances that of a heathen. You see, the thing is that everything is going to be a choice. Throughout the whole scriptures, everything is a choice. You see, Both the Old and the New Testament. Everything's based on a choice. So guess what? You're going to have to take, in order to take it or receive it, you're going to choose. You're going to have to make a choice. And what are they going to do? They're going to attack your livelihood because it's not mandatory, but soon it'll be mandatory. And when they make it mandatory and stuff, how would you be able to live the life that you have right now if everything and stuff gets applied, including your job, where it circles around that M.O.T.B. You see?
Body hacking movement rises ahead of moral answers.
And then Pastor Har, he also said that as you can see, he's putting emphasis on certain words in that word choice. The thing is that you got to willingly take it. That's why it says that no man might buy or sell except he that had the mark. You see, you see, because it's going to be the new monetary system. And if you can't use your digitals, if you can't use your payments, you know what I'm saying, where you can transfer or receive, you know what I'm saying, right? The thing is that if you can't do the digital, because you're going into cashless, we're going to a cashless society. But if you can't use the cash, eventually down the line, you ain't gonna be able to use your credit cards, debit cards, your Google Pay, Apple Pay, Android Pay. You know what I'm saying? Your various Cash Apps and Vimo and all that shit and whatnot and stuff. Right. The thing is that it's going to be all equipped when it comes down to that M.O.T.B. because other than that, you're not going to be able to buy and sell unless you're robbing motherfuckers, and that's exactly what's more than likely going to happen for those and stuff who refuse it. And all you got to do is watch the movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes.
Asia. India's biometric, bio meaning the body, metric meaning measure. In other words, if you scan your hand, like they have the hand scanner, the palm scanner in Whole Foods. I remember I told you all I did a video on it. This was months ago. This was several months ago, maybe 9 months ago. I went to particular Whole Foods and I cashed out, and there was no scanner there. Then I went about three weeks later, and the first thing I noticed was the hand scanner, and I did a little, did a little short on that. I mean, the receipts are stacked yay high. The evidence is, the evidence is crazy. It's stacked. We got these receipts stacked for y'all. Indians' biometric ID system has led to starvation for some poor advocates say. Yeah, they left out of the system.
See, it was left out of the system. I mean, I guess what? They can live a regular life, you know what I'm saying, without having, then this is pretty much a prelude, you know what I'm saying, until, because everywhere in the world and whatnot and stuff, every other country and whatnot and stuff is going to implement their own M.O.T.B, their own mark of the beast. It's not just going to be here in America, it's going to be in other countries as well. So all the passport bros and sisters and stuff who think that it was just going to happen in America, you're completely off.
There are plenty of RFID blocking products, but do you need them? Facial scanning arrives at U.S. airports. Facial scanning is biometrics because they'll take a picture of your face, then you go somewhere, they take the picture that says that's you. That's biometrics is when you get a chip in your hand, when you get a fingerprint, palm print. It's that technology going into your body. Like I said, this is not for you veterans out there. This is for you that are just coming into this thing.
And you know, and just to clear it up and whatnot and stuff, the thing is that the face recognition, you know what I'm saying, using your palm and whatnot and stuff, and even when it comes down to like, well, who is it, Professor Xavier and whatnot and stuff, where he had to, his eye had to be scanned and whatnot. They already been showed it in all these different movies, and it's called predictive programming. And with that being the case and whatnot and stuff, you have, those and stuff, those different if that's a word, recognizations and stuff of a person's identification, whatnot. It doesn't involve and stuff implantable devices, but the M.O.T.B, you know what I'm saying, would still be in that category and whatnot and stuff, but it would be different. Why? Because you would have to have it implantable in your body. You see, it's a, you know.
Those who receive the chips will receive them in the right hand or forehead. Do you have to get it in your hand? Blah, blah, blah. It's actually a good thing. Charge experts say, whatever charge is, trust, I guess that's the science. You can see that it's supposed to be the science. High-level Luciferian way for the World Economic Forum official Yuval Noah Harari, and this is how I came across this article. I put in the word Noah Harari, and he speaks about it. He speaks about the microchip technology. He says brags that surveillance is going under the skin, and that humans are hackable animals who will no longer have free will. He also directly denies the Messiah, says Christ here, and calls him fake news. And you got an article here. Okay, this is from X, formerly Twitter. Doesn't come up. Once again, I'm going to say this. This is not for you veterans. Y'all already know this. This is for the newer cats. Economist. Harari, and by the way, he's an ABC person living in Palestine. So they don't believe in the laws of the Most High. And them being over there is not the fulfillment of a prophetic prophecy. Harari is an Israeli and one of Klaus Schwab's closest advisors, says the same thing. Humans are hackable animals.
Also showing stuff that they look at you as cattle. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like when it comes down to that, when you look up the word and stuff that start with a V, that got two C's in it, that ends with an E. Um, um, you look in the etymology and whatnot and stuff, it calls cattle. So that's what they look at you as, cattle. And look what they do when it comes down to cattle. They do anything. You know what I'm saying? But it's different stuff. Why? Because, you know what I'm saying, you know, this would be, to take it and stuff would be the hour temptation. And with it being a choice and stuff, guess what? It shows that it has to be presented. You know, or else guess what? Your livelihood and stuff will be attacked. And what's that livelihood? Being able to pay for things and stuff so you can have a roof over your head, food in your belly, clothes on your back, to be able to pay gas, whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then with these electronic cars and stuff, guess what? They doing and stuff where, you know, well, eventually down the line and stuff, you're not going to be able to use these electronic cars and stuff just to get around. They show you that in the movie Upgrade.
Well, wait a minute, Tahar. I, I'm a member of the IUIC, and Bishop Nathaniel said it's not. It's sin. It's all in all of its forms, whether it be political or religious. General Yohanan said it's sleeping with white women. So you can't see this because the Most High blinded you. You do not have the eye salve. I believe that's Revelation. You do not have the eye salve. I believe that's Revelation 3 verse 19. Not have sleeping with white woman. So you can't see this because the Most High blinded you. You do not have the eye salve. I believe that's Revelation 3 verse 19. Let me go to that. Back to the basics. Again. Revelation 3 verse 19. Let's see what that says. You may read it in NLT. Okay. Let me see if eye salve is here. If it's not here, I'll find it. No big deal. Oh, it's not here? Oh, it is here. Yes, it's in the 18th verse. Okay. Revelation 3 verse 18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. You're the gold and you're being tried in the fire. You're being rich is rich in the knowledge of the Most High. And white remnant, which represents the righteousness of the saints. That's either Revelation 19 let me try this. Bear with me for a minute. 16 rather. Nope. Let me do it this way. The righteousness of the saints, Bible. Okay, it was 19. I said 19, then I said 16, but I did say 19. All right, it's Revelation 19 and 8. Remember the 144,000 and the multitude, they wore white. Well, the multitude wore white. Of course, the 144 wore white as well. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen or white linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. Only ones that will be wearing the white linen, which is spiritual. You can be wearing black that day, but you still have spiritually white linen on.
Spiritual.
It says here, naked. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, white garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So the time's going to come where you're going to find out that Bishop Nathaniel is partially nude. And anybody that teaches the subject of the charagma differently than the way we teach it. Right. Wait for the if you don't chip your kids, you are a bad parent.
You're a bad parent if you do that to your kids. Because then where's the faith? You know, I think it's Ezekiel 18. Oh, no, not Ezekiel 18. You know, in the end, it's still, why would you do that to your children when you know that it's wrong? The warning is out there. You see, why would you do that to your children? You know what I'm saying? And think about it and stuff. It's like, well, you know, I care about my children. I want to know where they're at and whatnot at all times. You know what I'm saying? Just in case something happened to them and whatnot and stuff. But then you make sure you don't get it because you know that and stuff that fuck you up. And then you got to think about when it come down to Elon Musk, when it come down to Rain one, right, or whatever and whatnot and stuff, right? You see and stuff that guess what? He had failed attempts and whatnot and stuff where his subjects and stuff all died. So they had to do test runs and whatnot and stuff, you see. And when you go into that Revelations 13, Once again, it gives you cancerous sore, a grievous sore. When you go into the word grievous, it clearly goes into the fact that it will bring an injury. You see, and once again, radiation. What does it do when your whole body is made out of cells, including your blood and your bones? It develops cancer. You want your child to have cancer, as long as you know what you know. If you want your child to have cancer, that's what you want. While you make sure you don't get it yourself and whatnot, so you don't have to deal with the injuries of cancer. Hell yeah, you'll be a bad parent and stuff if you do that to your children.
And guess where it leads? Chip or be a racist. They write it Raycist. You're anti-simp. You don't want it because you're an anti-simp.
Mm.
Eventually, economists, eventually you will be beheaded if you refuse the micro C hip.
And that's what it says in Revelations 20 and 4. The people who's beheaded and stuff who ain't receive it. And when you go into that word receive and stuff, it goes into you making decision to get it. Remember, it's called the hour of temptation. Temptation goes into enticement. In order for you to be enticed, you got to make a decision where it's like, oh, this is what you choosing to do. Just like when it come down to any female out there and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, she shaking her tail feather and stuff. It's up to you if you want to sit up here and deal with her and whatnot or not. You go to the club and whatnot, you see a nice little female and whatnot and stuff, and you want to sit up here and dance with her or buy her a drink and whatnot and stuff at the bar, at the club with the woo. You have to decide to do that. You have to decide. Remember, the Bible is based off decisions. If you do this, this happen. If you do that, that happen. Matter of fact, I might close it off and stuff with that James.
Eventually you will be beheaded if you refuse the micro C hip. Eventually you will be beheaded if you refuse the micro C hip. Eventually you will be beheaded if you refuse the micro C hip.
In that situation with the children, the scripture says, abstain in Thessalonians, it says, abstain from all appearance of evil. So don't do it. Don't do it to your children. Don't do it to your parents. Don't do it to your friends. Don't do it to yourself. And as you can see and stuff, the title says, eventually you will be beheaded if you refuse. So taking the M.O.T.B and stuff is a choice. And the scriptures already tells us stuff how to be presented. Verse 14, I believe, verse 16 through 17. And it also says in that Revelations 13, 14, all the way to 18 and whatnot and stuff, it tells you that guess what? They will kill you if you don't want to take it. So for all the people and stuff, you know, who worried about, you know, them, you know, the ideal of making you take it and stuff is to put you in a messed up position where you agree to their terms and stuff just to get it. Other than that stuff, you're gonna be out here and stuff, all either off the grid or you're gonna be cut off from society and stuff because. And then once again, that movie Demolition Man. And that movie Demolition Man and stuff, everybody who wasn't down with that new technology or whatnot, they ass was in the sewers eating rat burgers. And that's when we going even though your faith is being tried and shown right now, that's when we gonna really know and stuff who really believes in the Lord and who actually don't.
So there's only really like three prophecies left: the chipping, the destruction, and the deliverance, and then the kingdom. Anyway, that's all I got for you at this particular time. With that, I'm gonna say shalom on to.
You know, right there already. This is James 3 and the N.O.T. 1 and 13. Well, James 1 and 13. It says in the N.O.T. to the right, it says, remember when you are being tempted, do not say the Most High has tempted me. The Most High, Yahweh, is never tempted to do wrong, and he never tempts anyone. So let's get that word tempted. Parazzo.
Strong's G 3985. Pyrazzo. Pyrazzo.
It says to try, make trial or test for the purpose of a certain his quality, what he thinks, how he would behave himself. It says to solicit to sin, to tempt. It says to try or test one's faith, virtue, character by enticement to sin. It says men are said to tempt the Most High by exhibitions. Exhibitions. It says of distrust as though they wished, and we remember wished is a question. It says to try whether he is not justly distrusted. Um, it says by impious or wicked conduct to test the Most High's justice and patience, and to challenge him, as it were, to give proof of his perfections, which some people are going to do. But as you can see, it says endeavor, scrutinize, entice. You see, right? And when you go into that word entice and stuff, it means to uh, cause you to make a decision. You know, when it comes down to the cartoons and stuff, where you got a devil version, an angel version on both sides of your shoulders and stuff. And the thing is that when you decisive, they try to persuade you and stuff to make a decision, but it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? If what decision, if you're gonna go with the devil or you're gonna go with the angel. You see. So it says, verse 14 in the NLT, it says, temptation comes from your own desires, which entice us and drag us away. And what they're going to use is fear. How are we going to eat? You know, where will we stay? Where will we go? How will we be able to pay for this and pay for that? They're going to use fear. And in that Revelations 13 and 14 and stuff, they also going to use their artificial form of miracles. Verse 15, it says, these desires give birth to sinful actions, you see. And even though the M.O.T.B and stuff is not a sin, the thing is, if getting it is a sin, you see, because you got to cut open your flesh, you see, right? And the thing is that if you get that, the Lord said that he's going to destroy you. and on that too. Um, Getting the M.O.T.B and stuff is also idolatry because the Heavenly Father stuff disagrees with it. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai disagrees with it. And when it comes down to it and stuff, it's Esau, even the full blood spirit of Caucasian, no matter how he looked, you know what I'm saying, no matter what ethnicity and stuff he's hidden in, when it comes down to these high ranking elites, the thing is that that's their so called mark of exemption, but it doesn't exempt you and stuff from cancer or ulcer or to be bodily afflicted and whatnot by the radiation stuff that the device and stuff brings on, no matter all its forms. It says, verse 15, it says these desires give birth to sinful actions, and when sin is allowed to grow, it gives birth to death. And as you can see, verse 16, it says, so don't be misled, my dear brothers and sisters. And you see in the King James Version, it says, do not err, my beloved brethren. You see, do not err. The scripture says you err not knowing the scriptures, and that's why the prophets are here to give you warning. And as it says in Ezekiel 3 and 17, give them warning from me, meaning the Heavenly Father. Don't do this. Don't get it. Don't put it in your kids. Don't put it in your parents. Don't put it in yourself. Don't put it in your friends. And if you in a situation where somebody's trying to peer pressure you and stuff to get it, you know what I'm saying, tell they ass no. You see? Tell their ass no. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Some people and stuff is going to be sent to incarceration and whatnot and stuff. And guess what? Because where else are they going to do it? Are they going to just have public executions and stuff? No. Where else they going to have it and stuff? You're going to be in a FEMA camp and whatnot and stuff. And they're going to be trying to get you and stuff to take it and stuff. And if you, as you can see, he said refuse, which I want to get that word. No, matter of fact, let's get it here. If it shows, this is the etymology, the study of the origin of the word, or a study of the truth. And I want to get the word refuse. The word refuse, it says in 13th century, a verb, so it's an action. It says reject, spurn, decline a request, demand, invitation. It says to ask, to make refusal, reject, disregard, avoid. Refuse to do something. Fail to comply. Refusing. And now it says an outcast, a rejected thing. And that's what they're going to do. You're going to be considered rejected and stuff from society if you don't take it, because other than that and stuff, you won't be able to function. So this, when it come down to it and stuff, I just added a little commentary and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Harakakadash. Double honor to the boss is a great millstone. Salutations to elect, which we hope to be. Shalom, Bob, Paul, Kwame, Yasharala.
Like a billionaire.
Oh, and if you know,
get it today.
If you know, according to the scriptures, James 2 and 13, the scripture says, he that showeth no mercy shall receive no mercy. And that's going to be an unmerciful act. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time and stuff, you will have to comply or choose to go along with it. If you say no, then guess what? You ain't going to get it. But then at the same time and stuff, you ain't going to be part of society and stuff when they make it mandatory to be able to buy and sell with it. You see? So I hope this video was edifying. I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Harakakadash. Double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we hope to be. Shalom, wa Baba Paul, Kwam Yasharala.